I would like to give a special thank you to David Blackburn, Caitlin Miller, and James Edward Adicott. You're greatly appreciated. Thank you. Okay, B. So tonight I am choosing to share a series of many tard stories centered around my friend's brother. I've had to deal with the little fuck long enough, and tonight he's finally been dealt a sentence that will mean I will never have to deal with him again. So I encourage you to keep this thread bumped in whatever way you can while I share this epic saga of tard-related hilarity and madness. I can promise you will not regret it. To begin, B15, 6 years ago. Guy asked me to join his band in high school. I gladly join him and we quickly become friends. Over the course of a few weeks, we start hanging out more and more without ever really coming into contact with each other's families. One day, he asks if I'd like to come over to his house and play him at FIFA on his PS2. I agree and go over. We hang out for a few hours while no one is home. About 5 o'clock, we hear his front door crash open, followed by a noise like a bull being fisted. I literally jump for cover out of sheer fright. He instantly turns red and hangs his head.
Dude, what is it?
The room door bursts open. In the doorway stands a 3-foot-tall 8-year-old mammoth of a child. He's almost as wide as the door and is currently covered in chocolate.
Dude, who the fuck?
Andy!
Holy shit. Mammoth Tard rushes my friend, Andy, and tackles him to the floor. I am baffled the whole time. Andy wrestles him off and then scrambles to his feet, while the Tard lies on his back like a turtle, giggling his little retarded ass off. Anon, this is my brother, Thomas. Well, fuck. And thus begins the epic saga. The initial encounter with my friend's little brother freaked me out, since I'd never really had to deal with special children before. But I got used to it and learned to cope with being around the little fuck. I learned 2 things very quickly. Thomas, the Mammoth Tard, had about as much control over his bodily functions as a 90-year-old, and he fucking loved Robin Williams. Time kinda went on without any real incidents for about 3 months until one day Andy, myself, and a few other friends were hanging around in Andy's bedroom. We were just playing video games as usual and watching TV. Andy used to wait until I looked away and then he would punch me as hard as possible on the shoulder to try and give me a dead arm. This time, he did it, and I grabbed him and put him in a headlock and we basically started wrestling while everyone else laughed. We were clearly pretty loud because suddenly the room door is booted open and nearly flies off its hinges. Mammoth Tard has awoken.
Get your hands off my big brother!
Mammoth Tard charges. I roll out of the way, as does Andy. Tard collides with wall at full force, head first. Sickening crack. I think the Tard has broken his neck or some shit. Nope, broken the wall. He sits up from being on his back. Starts wailing like I've never heard any person wail before. Pretty sure dogs were howling in the distance. Proceeds to scoot out of the room and down the stairs on his ass like a dog. The whole time we are trying desperately not to laugh. Andy goes to turn on the room light. Shit streak. Shit streak everywhere. Across cream carpets in the hall and all down the stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, Mammoth Tard has tilted forward into a direct faceplant and has seemingly fallen asleep with his shit-covered ass high in the air. Andy's mom had to buy new carpets. After that incident, Andy wasn't allowed any more than 2 friends over at any given time, in case we provoked the Uber-tard that dwelled in the next room. Skip a while until Andy's 16th birthday. His parents threw him a mini party thing in his house since they had taken me, him, and a few other friends paintballing for his birthday. The whole number of people in the house amounted to about 15 people at most. Mammoth Tard was super fucking excited. He thinks the presents are all for him. At one point, we're all in the kitchen singing happy birthday to Andy. Mammoth Tard is suddenly noticed to be missing. Enter the living room. He's sitting with one of Andy's presents, a dumbbell weight set, unwrapped in his lap, still clutching the box. Andy's mom immediately scolds him. Mammoth Tard starts blubbering and wailing. Can't be consoled, won't fucking shut up. Still clutching a box full of polystyrene puffball things. Suddenly, he stops crying. Huzzah! Turns white. Oh fuck. Vomits into the box. Putrid smell fills the room and everyone starts retching. Mammoth Tard finds this hilarious. Reaches into the box and grabs a handful of the polystyrene peanuts, rams them into his mouth and proceeds to devour them, handful after handful, while Andy's mom tries to stop him between retches because of the smell and this glowing hellbeast sitting beside her. Mammoth Tard really fucking enjoyed that night, and I still can't see packing peanuts to this day without retching. As a present for doing well in my exams, my parents offered to bring Andy on holiday with us that year. I was really happy about it, as was Andy. Andy's family decided to join us at the airport to see us off, with Mammoth Tard in tow. We hung around the initial part of the airport for a while since we arrived early, sitting in the cafe while we wait till closer to the boarding time. Everyone vaguely watching Formula 1 racing on TV. Dad hands me a handful of loose coins to go play on the arcades while we wait. Andy follows, as does Mammoth Tard. Give Mammoth Tard some useless change to entertain himself with, hoping the little fucker would swallow it and choke. Andy and I are playing the usual bullshit arcade games. Suddenly, Robbie Williams, at full fucking volume. Almost shit myself with fright. I turn around. Mammoth Tard found a fucking jukebox, one of those stupid 3 songs for a pound UK fag things. He has put about 2 pounds of change and picked 6 Robbie Williams songs and proceeds to lose his fragile little mind while dancing around like a chimp on ecstasy in the middle of an airport. Armed police fucking everywhere. All eyes on the dancing Tard Boy wonder, including us. After about 20 minutes of solid dancing, Mammoth Tard falls on his ass and proceeds to go to sleep. We continue with the arcade before waking him to go back to our parents to board the flight. We hang out in the cafe for a short time while everyone finishes their coffee and beers. Mammoth Tard is stone fucking silent. I had known Andy for some time by then and been around his brother a lot, and he is never fucking silent. Just sitting there. In pure silence, not even blinking. I nudge Andy in the ribs. Dude, is your brother dead? Andy stares at him too. Nothing. Stays like that for about 2 minutes. A female police officer approaches our table, just making niceties with our parents. Spots the Mammoth Tard doing his best impression of a dead retard. Kneels down so she is eye level with him.
Hey, little man, I liked your dancing earlier.
Mammoth Tard's eyes move, and only his eyes. He locks eyes with the lady police officer. Her smile fades. His face turns even whiter. Suddenly, vomit. Vomit everywhere, like fucking Exorcist-style shit, right into her face. Dude, this can't be fucking happening. The police officer is visibly shaking. Hundreds of eyes are on those two. Mammoth Tard giggles and burps. My dad starts pissing himself laughing. The lady police officer stands up, still trembling.
Excuse me.
Waddles off into the distance, trailing green, foul-smelling vomit behind her. Andy's parents were then asked to leave the airport. My dad still finds that fucking hilarious. I'm going to skip quite a bit since the stories that take place in this time frame are pretty standard. They include him managing to piss on the neighbor's dog and subsequently get bitten. It was funny as fuck, but not much of a story. Let's skip to us being 18. Andy and I are about to finish school. Our school decides to have some bullshit informal graduation ceremony for us. It's mandatory. We are encouraged to invite family. I forget to ask anyone till the day before, so only my mom and dad come. Andy's whole family is out in force. Mammoth Tard appears dressed from head to toe in various pieces of Hannah Montana merch.
Andy, isn't that shit girls' clothes?
Yeah, but my mom's beyond the point of trying to reason with him, and no one looks at him any weirder than they already would just because he's wearing Hannah Montana shit. Fair enough. Ceremony starts. Stupid fucking mass, Catholic school, takes an hour and a half to fucking conclude before certificate handing out. Our whole year, all 200 of us line up on stage to take a bow that there isn't enough space for us to take. A brief silence between end of applause and the head teacher talking.
Mom, why is that fat boy wearing girls' clothes?
Oh shit. Mammoth Tard runs headfirst at the kid who said that. Andy's dad had to full force body tackle him. Mammoth Tard wriggles free. God, this is too funny to be real. Chairs going everywhere. Tard's running in a massive circle that's slowly becoming smaller and smaller. He sees his mom coming at him and turns the other way, and runs right into a glass divide between the assembly hall and the cafeteria. He runs right through it, and keeps going, right out the open front door with half of his family in pursuit. The head teacher coughs to regain attention and continues on with the ceremony. Fair credit to the man, there was not a moment's silence for anyone to even begin discussing what had just happened. Sometime later, Andy's family returns after the ceremony while everyone is just talking and saying their final goodbyes and shit. Tard is covered head to toe in mud. He had ran to a nearby duck pond and ran straight in and swam out to the other side. They lost track of him for a bit and found him at the pond belting geese with rocks. He was feeding them. In all fairness to the little fuck, he brightened up that ceremony. Mammoth Tard's birthday. I honestly forget which one. It was his 11th or 12th, but I'm not sure which. Family decides to take him to a soft play area with a few of his dumb fuck buddies for the day. Dad offers me 150 pounds to come with him and be a kid wrangler for the day, so he isn't stuck doing it all himself. I gladly agree. We arrive at Brewster's or some shit. Kids have a meal and head into a soft play area for a day of fun. We spend the whole time sitting in a chair, occasionally breaking up a fight or putting a band-aid on a skinned knee, until about an hour before it's due to finish. Gather around, children, so we can sing Happy Birthday to Thomas. The kids gather around. Suddenly, a guy in a 7-foot-tall bear costume appears behind Thomas. The other kids squeal with glee. Thomas squeals back, realizes there's something behind him that's casting a massive shadow. He slowly turns around. As soon as the dude in the bear suit enters his periphery, Thomas is off running, straight into the woman holding the cake, who launches the cake into the air, bolts for the soft play jungle gym and disappears into the midst of it. Kids are crying because there's no cake. Andy and I chase after Mammoth Tard to see if he's okay. 20 minutes of searching and we still can't find him. What the fuck? Andy yells and starts retching. He found Mammoth Tard at the bottom of the massive ball pit and dragged him out, thus loosening his pants, which he had shat and pissed on. And the surprise he got from Andy arriving made him vomit. Twice. Basically, by the time Mammoth Tard was done voiding his body, the ball pit looked like cereal floating in sewage. Smelled like it, too. Now, the build-up to the conclusion of all this. 3 months ago, Andy's grandmother dies. Andy and his family are understandably heartbroken. Do as much as I can to help out with the house and shit while his mom and dad sort out the funeral plans and whatnot. I leave Andy to cope with the walking shit machine. Feeling quite sad myself since I had come to know his grandmother and genuinely liked her. His mom asks if I could be a pallbearer at the funeral. She had no family besides Andy's, and all her friends were long since dead. Between Andy, his dad, myself, and one of the funeral directors, we had just enough pallbearers. Gathering of literally about 10 people at her funeral. Mammoth Tard is oblivious to everyone else being so upset. Usual giggling self. During the service, the funeral director asks for a minute of silence in memory of Andy's grandmother. The Tard finally does something to make everyone smile. About 15 seconds into the silence, he yells, and I mean fucking yells,
Mom, can I talk yet? I need to ask what dinner is.
Everyone laughs. After the service, we go to Andy's house for some food. Suddenly, Mammoth Tard is overcome with grief at his lost grandmother. Totally inconsolable. Andy and I corner him upstairs and try to calm him down. He sniffles quite a bit, but slowly calms himself. Andy starts making this stupid face that still makes him laugh. Mammoth Tard starts laughing. Fart. The fart is concluded with him quite obviously shitting himself. Oh dear God. Tard laughs and leans forward to try and gaze underneath himself at the bulge in the ass of his trousers. There is an audible rip. Sludge, and I do mean sludge, starts slopping out onto the floor. The Tard starts crying and Andy almost passes out. We had to play Angels by Robbie Williams 12 times to shut Mammoth Tard up after that. Now, for the final act. I will try and acquire a picture of the kid after this, but since my friend Andy doesn't use Facebook or anything, I don't really have access to a picture, but I'll do my best. Anyways, tonight, Andy has been seeing this girl we went to school with for a few years now. It was her birthday tonight and we had a party in her house. It seems kind of cheap, but it's only because he's taking her to the Maldives for... Maldives? Is that how you pronounce that? I'm gonna catch shit for it in the fucking comments every fucking time.
Versailles!
Okay, anyway. He's taking her to the Maldives for 2 weeks for her birthday because he couldn't afford anything else. There was a small group of us in Andy's for dinner. Andy, his family, his girlfriend, and myself, and other friends of them both. The Mammoth Tard was warned to be on his best behavior around her, as always. God bless the little fuck, he tried his best. Everyone started getting a bit drunk, besides myself since I don't drink. Start playing Pictionary in the living room. The Mammoth Tard takes a turn. Obviously, he isn't going to be very good, but we give him a chance. It's Andy's girlfriend's turn. She does a good job with hers, but drops the pen as she tries to pass it to me. She leans over to pick it up. Her thong is protruding from her trousers. The Mammoth Tard spots it before I do. He wouldn't. He would. He grabs her thong and yanks it as hard as I've ever seen anyone do it. She practically goes cross-eyed from it.
Wedgie!
Dear God, let the thong snap. Spare this girl. The thong fucking snaps. The Tard falls back and punches himself right in the face, bursts his nose and falls down screaming. The girl is in quite a lot of pain and is shaken up quite a bit. The Mammoth Tard won't shut the fuck up. I'm standing there, struggling to comprehend what just happened. Andy is trying to console his crying girlfriend. I'm standing there, struggling to comprehend what's just happened while the Mammoth Tard is bleeding profusely in the corner and Andy's girlfriend is crying like she's been raped by Gary Busey. Andy's dad grabs the Mammoth Tard and drags him upstairs. We stay with Andy's girlfriend and calm her down. Andy's dad emerges with a terrified-looking Mammoth Tard in a duffel bag. He simply says to Andy's mom,
I'll be back tomorrow morning.
Holy shit, he's going somewhere to murder the little fuck. Nope. As I type these stories out to you, Mammoth Tard is hurtling towards Plymouth in his father's car to go live with his father's half-deaf sister. Andy's mom and dad had agreed some time ago that if his behavior persisted after everything they've tried to do to sort it out, they'd have him live with her until they saw fit to bring him home. By the looks of things, he will never be coming back. Tonight, I got rid of my best friend's retarded brother, possibly forever. Today has been a good day. I felt the need to share, B. I thought if anyone, anywhere would appreciate this story, it would be you all. I hope you enjoyed.